Welcome, welcome, welcome. It must be Tuesday and it must be 5 o'clock because I am here and you are here. I'm in Studio A and my lovely co-host is in Studio B over there. Hello, Miss Fiona. How you doing?
Good evening. I'm happy. How about that?
You happy? Uh-oh, the kids must have got you again.
I am. No, they've been actually good lately.
Oh, really?
They've been good. It's just good energy flowing. So whenever good energy is flowing, that
Well, that's a beautiful
makes
thing
me
then.
mad. Yeah.
The sun is shining, so it kind of makes everybody feel a little, on the bright side of things. I just throw it out there like that. That's a good thing. You
Yeah.
know, um, I know in Chicago we're like in the 60s, and I think it's going to be that way for the next couple of days. It's not raining, sun is
Mm-hmm.
shining, so it's a beautiful day in Chicago, actually.
It
So
sure is.
a great day for a
Mhm.
bike ride.
Well, hey, that's the thing about Chicago, because that wind will make you stay right in the house.
Okay, all right,
It's nice, but it's the wind that will just whoo. Mm-mm.
okay.
That makes it cold.
That makes it cold. All
It
right.
does. It
Okay.
really does.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. My testimony is always the same. I'm still glad to be alive. I
Mm-hmm.
am glad to still be here. I tell people all the time that, getting old has fringe benefits,
Mm-hmm.
and fringe benefits like you get to feel all of the aches and pains that go along with being old and being alive. Even some young people have aches and pains, but I
Mm-hmm.
embrace the aches and pains because they remind you that you're alive. Because if
Absolutely.
you don't feel them, more than likely you ain't here no more. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a good thing to have all the aches and pains that go along with being alive.
Yeah.
So I embrace them. I tell people, when I counsel people, people, they look at me and they, criticize my words sometimes. They're like, oh, ain't nothing old but a pair of shoes. I'm like, yeah, shoes get old too. But,
Mm-hmm.
as you start to realize that every year around your birthday, you get a new ache and pain, and I say ache and pain. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, when you get close to your birthday, I embrace it. Okay, so whatever's not hurting now might be hurting by the time I get close to my birthday. It's a ritual. you know
Wait, now is that something that because now you got me thinking, my birthday's coming up, so I'm like, I don't want to be looking for no aches and pain.
well, you don't have to look for them, they just gonna show up.
Oh,
Whether you're looking for them or not, they just one day you're gonna realize, dang, where that come from? I never used to feel that before. And then all of a sudden, I'm gonna tell you how I got hip to it.
uh-huh.
Um, I went to my eye doctor after the age of 30.
Mm-hmm.
And, they give you this eye test, this vision test, and I'm like, okay, I got 20/20 vision,
Mm-hmm.
far away, but up close, dun, da, da, da,
Mm-hmm.
I need these
Mm-hmm.
glasses. So I asked
Yep.
the doctor, I said, well, what's the cause of this? Is it something that I'm doing wrong, or, what should I do to try and keep my vision, 20/20? She says, sir, there's nothing you can do. It's a part of getting old.
True.
And I said to her, thank you very much. And I paid you for this advice, you know? but
Right.
but it worked out fine because I embrace it, and I just get
Mm-hmm.
some glasses, some magnifying glasses, and I just now I can see up close and far away. So that's a beautiful thing. You take the good with the bad. All right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my brother in broadcasting. I see Mr. Chris Bass is
Hey.
Boom Shakalaka is shouting us back out. He said, good afternoon, Dr. Ron and Fiona. I got my brother
Hello.
all the way down in New Orleans. Wayne Ray Sr. tuned in with us. and an old high school buddy. And notice I said old. Curtis Cujo went to high school with him, so he's old like I'm old. So welcome you all to the show. Appreciate it. I am so excited today. Me and Miss Fiona get to hang out for a whole hour today. Okay.
Mhm.
The scheduled guest, he got caught up in the airport going from LA to Vegas. He's been on the road for the last 4 days. And I'm just going to have to reschedule him because we were not able to get hooked up before the show got started. And I'm going to give him a do over, so I'm going to give him a chance to come on the schedule and talk to us about what he's got going on. He's been a guest on the show before. So I'm looking forward to having Chef, reschedule and come back. It's going to be a lot of fun. So before me and Miss Fiona get started up and talking about everything under the sun, let me get my announcements out the way. Is that okay, Miss Fiona?
It sure is.
All right. First thing I want to do is give a shout out to all of the healthcare heroes that are out there in the marketplace. People that are out there doing what they do each and every day, keeping our loved ones alive. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. I support everything that you're doing because people don't realize that Corona is still out there affecting people, making people sick. Even though y'all have taken that vaccination, people are still getting sick, and people are still dying from the vaccine, from not the vaccination. Well, they're doing from that too, but they're getting dying from the corona. So I definitely want to encourage all of our healthcare heroes. We pray for you. We shout you out every time we go live. The reason why I wear this doctor shirt is in solidarity to all of the healthcare workers that are out on the front line. We shout you out each and every time. And we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Also, want to give a shout out to all of the pastors that are on the front line. They have been keeping us informed on what's going on with the things in the world. They pray constantly for us, and without them praying, we don't know that we would know what's going on without them to be able to inform us. And a special shout out to Dr. Lloyd Michael Hunt, who is my mentor and my leader. I appreciate him every morning at 8 a.m. I'm on the Zoom with him, and he has given us knowledge. I will say it like this: wisdom and knowledge exceeding much. And I appreciate all his labor that he does because he does it in love and he keeps us informed on what's going on in this day and time. It's always good to have somebody that can see and know what's happening. If you don't have a spiritual leader, then I encourage you to check out Dr. Hunt. You can find him if you scroll down on my Facebook live feed. You'll find some of his current messages. If you go over to my YouTube channel, you will find a playlist completely devoted to him and all of his material that he has been putting out for the last 30 years that I'm aware of. So, and how do you find my YouTube channel? It's real easy. You go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. That's askdrron.com. And when you get there, you scroll all the way up to the top and you'll see my social media tabs. You'll find my Instagram, my Twitter, my YouTube. You'll be able to click on that. And it'll take you right over to my YouTube channel. When you get there, please subscribe. We want you to subscribe and follow what we're doing. Please share. We need you to share all of these shows that you see here. We appreciate when you share them. While you're also on my website, we want you to scroll down and take a look at some of the information that's there. Fill out a contact card. Let us know that you dropped by. And we have a group of vendors on the site. Some of the vendors that have been with me for a while. Port Again Sam has been with me for over 10 years. He brings in some of the best wine and spirits from all over the world. He brings them right here, and he's got a link on there. You can click on it. If you're looking for someone to build your website, we got RRJ Webb. He's on there. Click on the link, it'll take you over to his website. We also have a brother that was on the show last month, David Emil. If you click on his picture, you can go listen to his song. He's got a wonderful gospel song, and he has a wonderful testimony that goes along with it. You can find that show listed on my YouTube channel. He had Miss Fiona crying, y'all. Oh man, he broke water, you know, with his testimony, because it's a very powerful testimony, and his song is a very powerful testimony as well. So you need to go over and check it out. Also, what I'm gonna need you all to do is check out the vendors that Miss Fiona brought to us. So, Miss Fiona, you want to tell us about your vendors?
I sure can. The first one that I will speak of today is IamOYAB.com. This is actually one of our guests next week. It is an author who's you will get to ask questions if you'd like as well next week. His brand is obviously Young and Brilliant, and you can check him out at IamOYAB.com. And he is, like I said, he does children's books. And then the next vendor that we have is Kitropolis Childcare, located at 8104 South Hostage Street. They are enrolling children from 6 weeks to 6 years old. They have a before and after school program. If you'd like to know more information, you can check out their website at either askdrron.com, or you can go to kitropolischildcare.wixsite.com, and you can call and set up an appointment, or just check out the pictures on the website. It's very detailed. And also Immaculate Educational Consulting. It is my own educational consulting nonprofit organization. If you're interested and want to know more, you can go to www.immaculateeducation.com.
And we'll show you the Immaculate Education a little bit later at the end. We're gonna bring it up. Now you keep freezing up on me over there. What are you doing?
This has been going on for the last couple weeks, and I can't take ownership to this, so I'm going to blame Comcast.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Yeah.
it's been doing it. Even my cable has been doing
Acting
a little
up.
flickering.
Well,
Yeah.
you live in Chicago, so you probably being bootlegged. Somebody probably in the building probably got to split off of your paid
You
for a signal to get a free signal. Okay.
and now you're gonna make me call and check because you might be right.
You thinking you getting all you paying for, and they're gonna be like, well, what about these 4 extra TVs on there? You're gonna be like, what? 4 extra TVs?
Seriously,
Yeah. Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah,
Comcast
but
is
you
flipping.
can probably do that from your cell phone one day. Just restart everything. Your internet. What do they call it?
Like troubleshoot.
Yeah, just hit the button and restart it and see if that resets everything. Because you might be having some type of problem that you're not aware of. And every now
Hmm.
and then they don't tell you everything. I just call them up and tell them they owe me some money, and and they be trying to figure out, well, why do we owe you money? Because my stuff ain't working right.
I swear that bill come every month,
Uh-huh.
and then it gets you in advance. I'm like, why is it this high?
Right. So that might be that bootleg going on,
you be-
So yeah, you gotta tell them, my internet keep freezing up. Let me ask you this question. Now see, now you're doing broadcasting, so you might need a faster speed too. That might be the other thing
Mhm.
that you need. So what kind of speed are you getting right now?
Well, it is 5G.
No, 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 no.
Is that what you're
On
talking about?
on the internet.
Oh, the internet service.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is
Hard
that the
question.
package said this, and I wanted it,
Okay. Yeah,
and it's
because
supposed to.
I get the fastest speed that they offer. You know,
And what is that?
it's one it's a 1 gig, 1,000 millibytes per second, mbps.
Okay.
So because I do uploads and downloads quite a bit,
Mhm.
Like for this show, I'm getting like 42 mbps upload and 1,000 downloads. So I'm getting the fastest that they offer, because
Oh,
I don't want to play no games with these people. I'm like, look, I'm on the air, I can't be playing. I might be wanting to talk to Australia or something. I gotta have it.
right.
Yeah.
And I need it because as I keep looking at it, when it pauses, the faces that are on here are hilarious.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's catching you at one of them opportune moments. It's definitely catching you. Okay, so hey, ain't nothing you can do about it either. You're busted.
Right. Somebody can say that and just look at this meme.
But we can hear you good, because that's why I keep checking my audio to make sure that we can hear you good. That's the other
Okay.
thing. So we're hearing you pretty good. So the audio's working fine. So,
Well, that's
so it looks like it's going to be you and I for the next 45 minutes, which I don't have a
okay.
problem with, because
Mhm.
you and I have not spent time together in a while,
Mhm.
so, you know, what's going on in Miss Fiona world today that you want to share with the World Wide Web?
What's going on? Just business wise, I'm always promoting just like do your passion. Business wise, is everything is flowing the way that it should. Um, Other than that, that's all I've been focused on. That in school, I have a break till next month. I'm like, whew, I need that. And so
Okay.
dissertation starts next month. So
Okay. Yeah.
just flowing,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
be
that's
in the
good.
flow.
So you're enjoying your spring break, so to speak.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
every second.
Okay, well
Mm-hmm.
that's good. Now, I know before the show started, we started talking about some of the world events that's going on, and one of the things that popped out of your mouth was this vaccination thing, that's
Yeah.
going on. The what is it, Johnson and Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
They issued a report to take it off the market because it is causing deadly blood clots.
Right.
Deadly
Right.
blood clots, so um that's scary, when you rush through and put a alleged, I'm using the words alleged, um vaccine on the market that you rush through, and now it's causing deadly anything.
Yeah.
That's cause for concern. So it's not a good thing,
Mm-mm.
because you don't know how many people that took it and actually have suffered greatly because of it, because who's tracking those statistics?
Mm-hmm.
So, or any other vaccinations, how many people that have died because of the rush job that they put on this medicine, to put
Mm,
out there in the street. And trust me, I'm not trying to bash anybody that took it or anything like that. That I feel like, whatever you decide to do with your body, it's your body. You get to do that.
right.
And some folks might be in the high percentage of success rate, but some folks that are not. And you don't
Mm-hmm.
know because they're not doing any screening before they offer this up to anybody. They just say, get in line and take it.
Mm-hmm.
I I copied a and I gotta read it, and I'm gonna say it because it's so profound. Okay, and I just want to share it. Somebody had posted this on social media last week. It says, "Stop following the crowd. They're lost as fuck." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so now.
What did your mom tell you? I'm sorry, just what did your mother tell you when you was a little kid? I don't know about you. My mom always told me that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there says a mouthful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does.
And Miss Karen, I got a shout out to Miss Karen all the way over in Australia. Miss Karen, I don't know if you saw my inbox to you, but I need to talk to you because I need to bring you on my show all the way from Australia. So we got to get a date. Miss Karen says, "Good day, legends." She says, "I
Hello.
feel like a full duty of care has been conveniently sidestepped." That's true.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you don't know because everything is not for everybody. First of all, you know, what might work for you, Miss Fiona, might be deadly for me.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're not giving you a choice of what they stick in your arm. They just say, "Go here and get it," and
Mhm.
people are getting in line blindly, without any caution, and whatever they do to them, it gets done to them. And then they're gonna be like, "Oops, we didn't mean to do that," and that oops is not acceptable,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to the possibility that it can seriously damage someone's livelihood or life. Okay. And now
You
and now they're at the point, let me say this.
mhm.
Now they're at the point where they're offering it to experimental basis to children under 16. Okay. So I didn't mean to
Yeah.
cut you off. Go right ahead. Say what you was getting
No,
ready to
but
say.
it just reminded me of, do you remember, I want to say maybe like less than 10 years ago when everybody was getting that clamp to lose weight, and I forget what it was called.
Yeah,
Uh
I remember when
but you
they clamp off your stomach. Yeah.
and everybody was jumping on that. And I met this lady, she was a nice sized lady, and she had gotten the surgery. And one of the things that, because I had questions and I asked her, and she was like, listen, if you don't hear, and not to be like so religious about this, she was like, but if you don't hear from God and you don't do your research and you don't, just know that it's right for you, she was like, you're not supposed to do things like that. And this is just reminding me of like, of that movement, I could say, of like people
Hmm.
just jump and just do it. Not that you heard from God or that you just jump, you just did it. And
And people are suffering because of it.
and
And I
still
remember
touching
that
it.
era too because they came up with this several different like bands and clamps and staples and
Mhm.
all of these things that people, because everybody in America, their BMI is over the number that it's supposed to be. Now I don't know who the
Yeah.
asshole is who came up with that BMI chart, but he needs a well whooped ass. Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Cuz I don't measure none of them nuts.
yeah, I said it. You know.
I don't even think any and then you can't say, "Oh, she's big boned and all." That's not included in that thing.
But he came up with this number, and then everybody based their medical diagnosis off of this doggone chart.
Yep.
So people were running to get in line. They done had every kind of surgery that you can imagine along those lines.
Yeah.
Okay, and to me, it's a very dangerous and scary situation that I had witnessed.
Mhm.
Once upon a time, I was in a nursing home and I was recuperating and recovering from some life experiences. And
Mhm.
they brought a lady in there that had that surgery, and she wanted to do it because her husband said she was fat. Okay.
Mm.
So they
Mhm.
brought her to the nursing home because she had got a very, very bad infection from the surgery that was unreversible. The woman died. She wasn't even in the nursing home 2 weeks, and she was
Mhm.
dead. Trying to please, or correct something that she thought was going to be an expeditious, something that was going to, bring about immediate result. No,
Mm-mm.
because some of those surgeries are not reversible. Okay. And
Yeah.
once you sign up for this thing, it's permanent. You
And
know.
how do you no, this is just a side, just a little question I would have. How do you get it to lose weight but don't lose weight?
Well,
Or
what happens is, in most cases, not in every case, but in most cases, if a person takes the surgery
Mhm.
and they get down to the body weight that they're desiring, because they have to change how to eat and everything else, because now you got a portion of a stomach that looks like, like that, maybe, a little circle right there. So
Mhm.
you drink a glass of water and a soda cracker, and and
Okay.
now you full.
Mhm.
So your body begins to eat off of itself. So now if you're an extremely obese person, now you've got all of this sagging skin, and you don't have the muscle mass that you need. Okay.
Right.
And now they have to have like several other surgeries after that. So now you start to look like Frankenstein. You
Mhm.
cut up, chopped
The
up all
cheap
kind of
school.
ways, yeah, all kind of ways,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
you went to a surgical procedure to solve a problem that was not designed for that.
Mhm.
Okay. And now you got to deal other surgeries to fix what you just created. So, what did I
Mm.
say? Stop following the people.
You're right.
You
Because
know?
then the psychological aspect to that, it's like now you're looking at your body droop, and I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. But what are
Uh,
we gonna do?
all right.
Are you gonna ever take it?
Nope. Hell no. Um, I'm looking at Miss Karen over in Australia. She says, whatever I said, yes, and reminds
Mhm.
me of all the some big word babies as a byproduct of morning sickness medication.
Mm,
They'll don't whatever.
let's
Anyway,
see.
she said
But
something. Shot.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, big word. That's how we gonna use it like that. Y'all read it for yourself. Shout out to my brother in broadcasting, Mr. Reggie Miles. The professor is on the line with us today. He's saying
hello.
hello to myself and to Miss Fiona. Miss Charlotte Scott, all the way down in Mississippi. My brother, all the way over in Arizona, Donald Green, on the line with us today. So, shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Thank you for coming. Me and Miss Fiona are chopping it up, trying to solve all the problems of the world. So, we've
Mm,
come up with the conclusion: do not get a stomach reduction. Okay. And then we didn't figure out that you do not want to take, what is it, Johnson and Johnson?
the Johnson and Johnson
Yeah,
COVID
make
shot.
sure you don't take that, because you might wind up, with a blood clot that's gonna kill you. And then
Right.
I'm saying, make sure you do more personal diagnosis for yourself to determine if any of these vaccines will have an adverse reaction to you. So,
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you to go one step further. Make sure, that this thing is not going to cause more problems for yourself because of what your chemistry and what your body makeup is. Don't let them find out accidentally that, oops, we messed up. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's my words of wisdom on that. It may be good for you and it may not, but you should know what's good for yourself.
Absolutely. And just to piggyback on what Miss Karen said, when I'm gonna say the word as thalidomide. Okay, maybe not. It was in 1961 in November. It was taken off the market due to the massive pressure from the press and the public, where experts estimated that it was the lead death approximately of 2,000 children and serious birth defects of more than 10,000 children.
Go ahead on, Miss Fiona. See, don't put a big word in front of her. She'll go find out what it means.
Yeah, I want to know what I don't. What's that mean? Thank you. I learned something new today. Thank you.
Right on, Miss Karen. Oh, we gotta have
Mhm.
you on the show, Miss Karen. I know
Absolutely.
what is it? It's like 14 hours, ahead of us over there. So she might be in the middle of the night, in the middle at Miller time over there, whatever they drink over there, cocktail hour, happy hour. But she's on point, and we thank you for that.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yes, we got to get you on the show. We're gonna have to keep you up late one day so you can come on and be with us. Um, Now, the other topic that's going on across, look at that. She said, "Love it, go Miss Fiona." Uh-oh.
Thank you, man.
The other topic that I think is worthy of talking about, we got issues in the world, and especially issues in the United States, because I think we're sitting on a powder keg and the match has been lit. And I'm
Mm.
speaking about the state of Minnesota. Okay. For many folks that are in other places around the world, Minnesota is on fire. And I'm not talking about a literal, flame, but it is right now the center of an awful lot of extreme heat. And people are reacting based on some of the things that are happening in their backyard. Just a couple of days ago, a 20-year-old young man was shot and killed by a female police officer who said she mistakenly shot him with her gun instead of shooting him with her taser or her stun gun or whatever they want to call it, but killed the young man. He had a warrant, a misdemeanor warrant, not a felony warrant, a misdemeanor warrant. I'm going to say it again, a misdemeanor warrant. Young black man is now dead. He has a daughter, and now this daughter is going to grow up without the father, 20 years old. And this whole thing is just, a powder keg on top of the trial that's going on in Minnesota,
Crazy.
for, another homicide by the police. So what message are they not getting about deadly force? Deadly force is not necessary in every situation. It
Mhm.
is not necessary. I'm going to say it again. It is not necessary. Also, on last week, police officer pepper sprayed
Right.
a lieutenant in the army, in the military, serving our country. An officer overreacting. The man told him, "Look, I'm afraid to get out the car because you're aggressively coming after me." The reason for the stop was that he said he did not have proper license plates on the vehicle. The man just bought the car. He had a temporary sticker in the back window. The officer didn't want to see it. All he saw was a black man with a car, and he attacked him, literally. Police officer attacked him
Mm-mm.
for no reason. He didn't have a reason. You know,
Mm-mm.
what is going on in this country that people are so afraid of people of color? What's going on? Is the guilt of America that great? And that's just the question. Is the guilt of America that great? Well, they got to be afraid of people of color, especially men. Okay? Especially men. Now, we got to wait a few seconds here because her connection dropped off. We shouldn't have talked about Comcast, because now Comcast then got mad at her and kicked her off. So give me a second. She'll be back on the line with us. But, you know, it makes you want to think, and we should think, is it that serious for someone to pull a weapon and attack, she's back and attack.
Sorry.
That's okay. See, we shouldn't have talked about Comcast. They got you. And attack, people of color. I mean, this country is a flame ready to erupt, because of some of the things that are going on. Quick shout out, WV Pickens over in Indianapolis. Miss Toretta Thomas is watching. Dana, hello, Miss Dana. Glad to see you on the line. So what do you have to say about, what are your feelings? You are a female in the do you fear for your life with some of the things that are going on out here in the public, especially from the people who are supposed to serve and protect?
Mm, well, again, I'm not going to speak religiously, but I'm not afraid of
You
of
ain't got to be
that
afraid of
part of it.
speaking, spiritually. I'm gonna say spiritually, but not religiously.
Okay, spiritually,
Speak your heart.
spiritually, no, I'm not afraid for the simple fact that I've walked through some crazy times and been through some crazy places. My thing is about is the reaction. Um, I just can't, the ego. I think a lot of this is egotistical, and it's always two sides of the story. And I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. I had a conversation today with a woman, or with a black woman, and she asked me if the man had a warrant, whether it was whatever the degree the warrant was, why did he run? Right. And so it's like, okay, you look at that aspect, look at from him, and I know that he's no longer here. But why did he run? And why did he feel the need to be scared of the cop if nothing was wrong?
Hmm.
That point of view, that perception was like, that is a point. And then for her to be trained, for cops to be trained and to fear for their life, how are you afraid for your life when you're the one that has all the power?
Hmm.
A lot of times I question the thought process, and then the thought process of just control, period. um it's wrong. It's wrong that this person is not here anymore. But it's like, how do we fight a battle within, if I could use just like the bigger picture, this is a battle you fight between my sister who could be standing next to me, and then I fight the cop. And it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like there's like just this big selfishness going on right now with everything, especially just dealing with us. We're always the blunt of everything that goes on. So I'm just waiting for everybody just to have enough.
Well, to address what you just said, it's a very valid point. Some people that have never had any experiences dealing with police or the street or anything like that, um, they would not be able to have something that they can relate to, that would say, okay, this is remotely what was going through that person's mind. When the young man broke and ran, evidently there was a behavior that was exhibited towards him that made him feel fear. Okay. Any
Yeah.
caged animal will attack. Okay. If you go after what is the most gentlest animal out there, a bunny rabbit, but if you go at a bunny rabbit and make them fear for their life, they're going to come out of that corner and run for their life. They're going to attack, and it's human nature. So if you corner a person, and put them in, instead of defusing the situation, you escalate the situation. Now the person is in fear where his only reaction is he needs to run, then he's going to run. It's a human reaction. When you're in fear for your life, then you're going to try and do anything in your power to try and keep your life or protect your life. So cops coming at you, guns drawn, angry voices, you escalated this scenario to the point where the young man was afraid. Okay. And then he's in Minnesota too. We know what y'all do to people handcuffed.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like you have, so then it becomes it still becomes, which way is right, which way is wrong? Because was he wrong for running, or should he had sat there? Was, and this maybe, was he gonna die today type of stuff? You don't know because there is no.
You
It
know,
doesn't
there's
seem
no
like
way of undoing what is done. We know what actually
right.
happened. Okay.
Right.
But if I was sitting in that car and this lady standing there pointing a gun at me, hollering and screaming at me, yeah, I'd be afraid too. Like, wait a minute, hold on, lady, slow down. Okay. You know, and you got to
Mhm.
remember, this is a 20-year-old young man who doesn't have very many life experiences. Okay. And I'm going to use another scenario that we just talked about, the lieutenant. Now, here's a man that has faced
Right.
guns and have faced wartime situations, and he was intimidated and afraid because of the aggression of a police officer. Thank God he didn't get shot.
Mhm.
Okay, he got pepper sprayed. He got assaulted. Okay,
Mhm.
so you know these cops that are out here doing this job, if they have fear in their heart, they need to turn in their badge. Okay. I've had police officers in my family, and by the grace of God, they went home every night, and they did not run around trying to be, I don't know,
Control freaks.
yeah, or cops that's trying to get notches on their belt. I got me one today, because
Right.
I always tell people I used to do Uber. And when I was doing Uber, I used to tell people, they used to ask this question, and this was some years ago. We've had for the last 10 years, very high crime rates in Chicago. Probably that goes all the way back to Al Capone, which was an Italian white man, by the way. Okay.
I love gangsters. Yeah.
But Chicago is known for those type of, things that go on. And I used to tell people, to ease their comfort. If you go looking for trouble in Chicago, you will find it. Okay. And sometimes if you don't go looking for it, it can find you. But if you come
Mhm.
here with, I'm going to eat some pizza and grab me a couple of drinks, go to a concert, theater, whatever you come here for, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a wonderful time in Chicago and go home safely and successfully with your trip being a success, memorable
Mhm.
one. Now, there's always that one exception to the rule. You can always find yourself in a situation whether you're looking for it or not. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say that you can come here and have a wonderful time without having any worries. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and that's any city, not just Chicago, but any city you go to. I've had the pleasure of being able to travel, throughout this country and, throughout the world. And I've been places like in the Bahamas. I'm going to use that as an example. You can go to Nassau and lose your head.
Right.
Okay. And they'd be like, in the newspaper, you will see any number of 10 beheadings, body floating in the ocean. Okay. They don't have, killings with by gun. They have killings by machete. Okay. So tourists go
Mhm.
down there trying to be badasses, trying to, bully and beat up on the black people that live there, and they can give less than a damn about you. That you can lose your head and be fish food. Okay.
Mhm.
They will
Mhm.
feed the fishes. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you go looking anywhere, now the Bahamas is a paradise. Okay. So
Mhm.
even in paradise, if you go down there doing stupid stuff, you can get something bad to happen to you. Okay. And
That's
it's
what you're
not a
looking
very
for.
large place, it's an island. Okay.
Mhm.
So 9 times out of 10, people know who did it, but will they turn them
Mhm.
in? Or maybe they will, maybe they won't, you know? Because 9 times out of 10, their cousin is the magistrate and the sheriff, and they just tell them, why don't you come down there and explain it to us? He tried to
Mhm.
steal my money, man.
So you said something that is very interesting when you brought up the lieutenant. My thing is, even like being making leadership more accountable, right? How does he just get to walk off into in what was it in the meeting when they were asking questions? He just walked off the stage,
No,
off the podium, and stopped asking questions.
which one you talking about?
The one in Minnesota,
Okay.
the chief of police.
Oh, the chief of police when he said it was an accident.
Right,
Well,
right.
see, his attitude was he got to protect his white woman police officer. Yeah, I said that out loud.
I mean,
First of all, the facts are the facts. She's a 20-year veteran of the force. Okay, and it's
mhm,
an embarrassing situation. Because of the body cam, they realized that she did everything right if she would have had a taser in her hand.
huh,
But she was so panicked and so stressed out of the scenario and the situation, she shot him with a gun. So, at what point did you blank out completely? Now, I'm gonna bring up another scenario of a female in
mhm.
Texas goes to the wrong floor,
Right. Oh,
walks into a man's house that's not her own, and shoots the man dead. Okay, female
mm,
officer just got off work. They start making excuses for her right away. Okay, you know now it's something
okay.
wrong with this scenario. And then it came out she was sleeping with the man, so she
Right,
knew where she was. She evidently
right.
she didn't break in his house. She went into his house and she had access to his house. So why the hell you shoot the man you were sleeping with?
Maybe because you had another girl.
uh,
Okay, this will be this will be my. I don't fight with this, but this is always a question that I want to know. At the end of that, I don't know if it was like if the case went to trial, I didn't follow it that far. However, how did the mom? And this is why I say as our culture. At the end of the day, the mom said, "I forgive you," and then they gave the girl a hug, and then the brother gave her a hug and said, "I forgive you." Do you think that we are? Can we? Do you think we could be too loving? Is that a such thing?
no, and I'll tell you why. Bitterness is a very cruel feeling. Okay. Um, if you take something bitter and put it in a bucket of water, it's going to ruin the whole bucket of water. You know, so if you allow bitterness and hatred to settle inside of you, it can consume you and destroy your life. Bitterness can cause cancer. It can bring out any number of ailments and illnesses. Excuse me. So sometimes, we have to let stuff go to the point where we're thinking of the good of our health and the good of our well-being. Um, you know, and for people to see you letting go and releasing, at that point you can't care about what people say or think because
Mhm,
just as myself, if you did something to me or mine, you got a problem. Okay.
mhm.
I'm coming for you. Well, let me say this. I used to be that way.
Good choice of words.
I've got to a point now where I'm not that way anymore. But it used to
Mhm,
be a time, boy, let me find out you didn't did something to somebody that I love or care about. You got problems because you ain't gonna know where I'm coming from or how it's gonna hit you or anything else. But so I understand,
mhm,
what how something can eat you up and destroy you to the point where you don't have a life of your own. She's already
mhm.
claimed one life of your family member. I'm not gonna let her claim another one. You're not gonna
Right.
get me. You ain't gonna get two of us for one.
But
So
the hug and kiss. I'm
and
pray
and,
for
and
me. I'm not there yet.
okay, and I understand that everybody's not, but
Right.
sometimes you don't know what she had to do to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I got a story to tell. Let me tell this story. And then
Okay.
it's gonna bring it full circle. I used to have a person that used to work for me. as a caretaker. You know, they used to come in every day, had worked with me for about 2 or 3 years, and they knew all of my personal information.
Mhm.
And one day I woke up and I didn't know it. You know, I had been robbed. The caretaker had came in my house and stole my debit card.
Mhm.
And she knew my pin, so she went to the bank and she withdrew, $500-600 out of my account. Well, when I finally realized what had happened, I was livid. You know, it couldn't be but one person, so I'm like, I went to the police and, I went to the bank. I need to see this video, because ATMs
Mhm.
got videos, I need to see
Mm.
this video. So she tried to disguise her face, but I knew it was her, and I was so thrown back to a person that I used to be.
Mhm.
I was ready to blow a house up. I was ready to flatten her tires. I was ready to have my boys go by and, just pay a visit in the middle of the night, whoop her and her whole family. Everybody that was there need a
The whole
whooping. The
family.
whole
Mhm.
family, okay?
Mhm.
And it was so funny, because I was angry. I was so angry to the point where I wouldn't even sleep at night trying to think of things to do to this person. Okay.
Mm. Mhm.
And I got to this point where it was consuming me.
Mm.
It had consumed me.
Mhm.
I was on revenge like you would not believe. Okay. I was going to have somebody take a rusty, pop can and shave her head bald. I, carve the letter T in her forehead for thief.
Mhm.
Oh man, I was thinking of all sorts of things to do to this person,
Mhm.
and it pays to have a mentor and somebody of great wisdom. So I was telling Dr. Hunt about what had happened. And I said, man, I just want to, because I can talk to him straight. I said, man, I just want to do something bad to her. He looked at me calmly and he said to me, you ain't gonna do nothing. I said, what? How you gonna tell me what I'm gonna do? I'm still mad.
Mhm.
I'm so mad that I'm like, I couldn't even hear what he was saying. That kind of mad. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm like, man, you've been around me 30 years. How you gonna tell me what I ain't gonna do? You know? And then I begin to calm down. And when I got back onto the earth, his words kept echoing through my head. You ain't gonna do nothing. And his
Mm.
rationale was you're not that person anymore.
Right.
Okay. You're not that person anymore that would have done something, in revenge or retaliation towards somebody doing something to you. And I was like, I'm from the streets. I can't let nobody get over on me. That was who
Mhm.
I used to be.
Mhm.
So I said all that to say, I don't know what process that family had to go through in order to deal with what they were dealing with. But when they got to that place where they had to walk away from that woman, and whatever God does to her, whatever happens to her is between her and her God. But for me and my household, I got to let it go. And I got to
Mhm.
walk away from this thing to the place where I can sleep at night, and move on with my life, because you can't claim a whole family off of the death of one. Okay.
True.
So, that's going full circle. I can understand it, and everybody's going to have different opinions about it. They're not, like you said, you're not big enough to be able to do that. But at some point in time in your life, you will. You're not as old as I am either.
That's true. I mean, and this is directly just dealing with somebody killing somebody in your family.
Yeah.
Like that's to me the highest offense.
Yeah. All things can be taken personally to the point where it can turn into, violations. You know, a violation is a violation. Of course,
Yeah.
a woman gets
Mhm.
raped, that's a violation. you know. Something has been taken from her that she can't get back, you know. And now she walks around in a place of fear and intimidation that most of the time ruins them, you know. And they don't get healing. They can't get healing because of a violation, you know. I felt
Mhm.
violated, you know, even though it was not a homicide involved, but it could have been, because if I'd have got a hold of her while I was still mad,
We wouldn't be speaking today.
oh, they wouldn't have known, yeah, and nobody would have known it was me, you know, because trust me,
Mhm.
you know, I got people.
So, so let me ask you,
Yes.
in dealing with this whole Minnesota shooting, this is like the, how I could say, two that has blown up really big. Do you think that the NAACP will play a role in this at some point?
Um, I think that every agency, every organization has a role to play. Whatever that is, they need to step into their role and do what they're going to do.
Hmm.
You know, that's it. That's all. I mean, everybody's got a role to play. It's enough work to go around for everybody, you know, and whatever that role is, then you need to own it. Now, look, I need to do this while we talk because we got about 3 minutes left. Let me put this
For
up.
real?
Yeah, you've been running your mouth for a long time. Yeah. I know we talked about this earlier today. You know, your website, you know, immaculateeducation.com. As y'all can see, Miss Fiona gets emotional, tied up. She talking about she ain't there yet. But on her website, she can help you with some education. You know, she got her Facebook information there. She's got her Instagram information there. So Miss Fiona, tell us all about what they're gonna do when they come over there. All right now. And as you can see, I heavily endorse Miss Fiona, you know, and her staff. You know, they have other people that work with her, and go over there and check them out and see what they can do to help you, in, you know, in your endeavors as furthering your education. Also, you can find us right here live each and every Tuesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You know, hey, we doing our thing over here, and if you missed any part of this, you can always go back. It will be posted on the YouTube channel this evening. You'll be able to see it. You can share it. You know, you can also tell somebody about what we're doing over here if you're interested in being a vendor, an advertiser. We want your business. Come on over. We will bring you on the show. We'll talk about you, talk to you, you know, but it's all in love. Okay. You know, so I want to invite everybody to go over to ask-dr-ron.com. That's askdrron.com. And when you get over there, please support our vendors. Please support our vendors. We need you to support our vendors. They make it possible for us to do what we do over here. And, you know, we appreciate everybody send us your information, fill out a contact card. And man, we got to get out of here. It's been an hour. You know, we've been having such a great conversation that I hope we have said something that has been a motivation and an inspiration. You know, yeah, I just want to say, people think, you know, and do what you got to do in order to make yourselves, you know, um, you know, think through some things because it's about to get very ugly very fast in this country. So think through things so that you don't wind up regretting or shedding blood, unnecessarily at this particular time in the country. So just be very cautious and careful. Miss Fiona, say something positive and get us out of here. Amen. All right, guys. Look, we're gonna put this up here for y'all to get our information. Please support what we are doing over here. Make donations. We have Cash App, Zelle, PayPal. We got many ways for you to be able to support what we got going on here. Please like and share. Send us your money. We need your money because we're gonna do your money right. All right. See y'all next week.